Very good morning, students. So, we are on to Module 4's last topic, which is a release. So, Module 4 started off with acceptance testing. We focused on two types of acceptance, one with regard to functional acceptance, and second with regard to non functional acceptance testing. In non functional acceptance, we mainly focused on capacity testing. Now we move on to the last stage of deployment pipeline, which is nothing but release. Okay, so we're going to see about application release and what are the different techniques and what are the different guidelines for effective release. So creating a release strategy. So release happens to be the last phase of deployment pipeline. Okay, we start with the commit stage followed by acceptance test stage followed by release into production and thereafter a release into the client side. So we have a release strategy. Whenever we use a particular strategy for release, every release will start with a release plan. So we should have a plan for release. The release plan should include when exactly the application is going to be released, which version of the application is going to be released, and with regard to the number of features which are going to be delivered in a particular release and all those. Okay, so we should have a release plan first and foremost. So the most important part of creating a release strategy is for the application stakeholders to meet up during the project planning phase. So we will be planning for the release actually when exactly a particular application, particular version is going to be released. So that we'll plan and accordingly we'll try to release. So we should have a release plan. So prior to every release, we should plan for the release. So the first release usually includes only minimum features of the application. So whatever features are very important as far as the application is concerned, we'll be prioritizing the requirements. All those requirements which are very important, that will be included as a part of the first release. Okay, so first release will provide you only with minimum features, and subsequently as more and more releases happen, we get more and more features through the application. So the first release is usually the one that carries the highest risk. So it should have a thorough planning. We should do a careful thorough planning before the first release. Once the first release happens and there is no problem associated with the first release, then subsequent releases can happen without any problems. So the first release is the most risky one. If that happens to be smooth, then rest of the releases also will happen smooth. So in order to deploy the application, first what we got to do is, whenever we are going to release or deploy the application into a particular environment, we need to do smoke testing in order to see to it that the application, when released or deployed into a particular environment, is able to work in that particular environment. So whenever you deploy an application into the client side, whenever you deploy an application into the production environment, we should do a smoke testing to ensure that the application is working well in the deployed environment. So that is smoke test. Then we should back out the deployment. That is, if in case the deployment doesn't happen properly, if there is some problem that we face when we try to deploy the application into a particular environment, then we should back out the deployment. Back out means we'll be cancelling the deployment. Okay, back out means we'll take off. We try to deploy. If the deployment is not possible, you encounter some problem, means you'll be stopping the deployment process as a whole. So that is backing out deployment. So whenever you're trying to back up a deployment, you will be going to the previous version. Say for example, if I'm releasing version 2 of my application, version 1 has already been released, okay, and I'm trying to deploy version 2 of the application, I find some problem associated with version 2 when I try to deploy it, so that I back out version 2 so that I'll be brought back to version 1. I'll go back to the previous deployment. So if any of the current deployment fail, if the current deployment is failing, then we'll move back to the previous deployment. So if version 3 is problematic, then we'll go back to version 2. If deployment of version 5 is problematic, we'll go back to version 4. Okay. So we'll try to back out if in case any problem is encountered when we try to deploy a particular version of the application. Okay, and the steps required to upgrade the application without destroying the application state. So whenever we plan for a particular release, we should focus on these all aspects. That is, we should do a smoke test. We should try to back out if the deployment is not succeeding properly, and we should restore. We should go back to the previous version. We should upgrade the application without disturbing its state. Okay, and we should restart or redeploy the application. If the current deployment is a failure, then you should go back to the previous version and you find out what is the basic problem that has been encountered, and you try to resolve and redeploy. Okay, I tried to deploy version 4. I find it's not possible. My version 4 is not getting correctly deployed into the environment which I'm trying to deploy it into. Then what I got to do is I should go back to version 3 and I should find out what is the actual problem with deploying version 4. Okay, now once I identify the problem, I can try to redeploy version 4. Okay, so the essence is this, that is, whenever we are trying to release a particular version of the application, we need to follow many steps. Okay, we need to take care of certain aspects. The first aspect is, whenever you deploy your application into a new environment, do a smoke testing. If the deployment fails, then back out the current deployment, go back to the previous version. Identify the problem that has caused the deployment to fail and try to redeploy. Okay. Now you got to have logs and description about what they contain. So you should have certain documents which are required for deployment. That is, deployment always should be having documents supporting it. Okay, so all deployments should be documented. How to install, how to deploy the application, it has to be associated with documents, necessary documents. So every deployment has to be properly recorded or logged. Then you should have methods for monitoring the applications working in the new deployed environment. Then steps to perform any data migration if it's necessary as a part of release, and you should an issue of log of problems from the previous deployment and a solution. So data migration, in sense of data has to be taken from elsewhere, you got to have a proper plan wherein data can be brought to the current environment. So if you need to migrate data from a different environment to the current environment, what is your data migration plan? Okay, and next one is, you should you should have the details regarding the problems that were associated with previous deployments and what is the basic solution that can be proposed to those problems. Okay, so whenever any application is going to be deployed into a totally new environment, you should first do a smoke testing on the application to ensure that it is correctly working in the new environment. Second, if there is any problem with the current deployment, you got to back out the deployment, go back to the previous version, work on with the deployment related problems and try to redeploy. You should maintain a log of all deployment activities that you do so that you can refer it later on. You should have a proper policy for data migration if data has to be taken from a different environment and has to be used in the current deployment environment. Then you should have all the deployment related issues recorded so that the solutions can be effectively proposed to them. Now, whenever you release an application, what are the different things you release? In addition to the application, you have the application actually that is going to be released. So whenever we do a release process, what are the different things that we deploy actually? What are the different things that we release? First is the applications binaries. Then you have a pricing model. See, if it is a software product, you're going to release it into the market. You will be having a pricing strategy. You'll be having a licensing details regarding that, copyright issues, packaging, that is, you'll be packing it as a single unit ready for installation along with all the accessories, data, configuration details, etc. Now, marketing materials will be there, product documentation will be there, installers will be there, then you have preparing sales and support teams. Okay, so these are the different things you will be requiring in order to do a release. If you're going to release a software product into the market, these are the different things you will be requiring in addition to the product. Okay, product as well as its pricing, its licensing, copyright issues, then packaging, marketing materials like printed, web-based podcasts, blogs, press releases, conferences related to the release of such an application. You need to have the publicity related things to be given in order to properly market the software product. Then documentation related to the product, the installers which are required to install it, then preparing sales and support. So you got to have, whenever a software application is going to be released, the product is going to be released, you got to do sales as well as support, technical support as well as sales promotion activities also has to be clubbed with. So that is regarding release. So in addition to the software product, what are the different things you should plan for whenever you're moving for deploying or marketing a software product in the market actually? Now the first deployment we have seen, first deployment is the most risky one. Okay, so whenever I develop an application and I'm going to do the first deployment with a couple of features being developed and going to be deployed, the first deployment carries the highest risk. So first deployment of any application should happen in the first iteration, and you will be choosing out of the total requirements that you have gathered, you will be prioritizing the requirements as per their importance, and you will be selecting the first two according to the priority and importance. You will be selecting one or two requirements to be included as a part of the first release. Okay, then at the end of this pump priming iteration, you should have the following things in place. So in order to do the first deployment, I'll be choosing one or two very important requirements to be included as a part of the first deployment. And when I deploy, what I got to do is I got to have my deployment pipelines commit stage to be done first, then a production like environment in which finally I'll be deploying my application into. I got to have an automated process that will be taking up the binaries created by the commit stage and deploying it to the environment, and a simple smoke test that verifies that the application is working correctly in the deployed environment. So these are different things that you require as a part of first deployment. In order to do the first deployment of the application, you got to have the binaries, you got to successfully complete deployment pipelines commit stage so that you get the binaries. You should have a production like environment wherein you will be deploying the application into, and you should do a smoke test in order to ensure that the application will work correctly in the deployed environment. Now modeling your release process and promoting builds. So this is basically an example of test and release process diagram. This is called as test and release process diagram. So what is happening here is, in this diagram we have packaged builds of the application that pass through automated pipeline stages. So after my application is passing the deployment pipeline stages, I'll be doing integration testing, and depending upon what I have the result out of integration testing, I can do acceptance testing. Depending upon whether my acceptance testing and quality assurance is succeeded, I'll be moving on to the next stage wherein I'll be doing UAT, user acceptance testing, and if it is success, then it will be moved on to a staging area, and then I have the operations stage, operations sign gate, and then I'll be moving on to the production. So it is like my application will be moving through the entire stages of a deployment pipeline before it's going to be released. So basically there are 3 stages to any deployment pipeline. The first one happens to be the commit stage. After successful completion of the commit stage, I move on to acceptance testing stage, UATs, and after which I'll be moving on to the release wherein the application gets released into production. So that is simple test and release process diagram you have. Then This is basically an explanation to this diagram. Each stage in the test and release process involves the same workflow. So you test for a particular version of the application to determine whether it is fit enough to be released. So provided I have two features of the application and I included as version 1. Okay, now I got to do testing and quality assurance activities in order to ensure that this version is fit enough to be released, whether it has got the correct quality to be released, whether it is working correctly, whether the features are delivered with accuracy, okay, whether my application's version 1 is fit to be released. Okay, so for that only I do many types of testing. So testing happens to be a very prominent step of deployment pipeline, and why it is actually done during deployment pipeline stages is that the first task is to ensure that whatever you're going to release, that is having the quality to be released, that is fit enough to be released. Now workflow of any testing stages the process will be similar. The person or team doing testing should have to select the version of the application that they want to deploy. Okay, then it will include the version as well as its data, whatever library files, configuration details, everything we need to have. Okay, so whenever I'm planning for release of a particular version, I got to decide which version has to be selected for release, which version is fit to be released, and this version along with its accessories has to be packed up for release. So prepare the environment and and the associated infrastructure so that it's clean, stage and ready for application. Now deploy the application's binaries. Okay, so I have the binaries after I have my commit stage finished. I have the binaries. These binaries will be deployed into the required environment. So I should fetch the binaries. I should configure the application. That's what I told. The application's version along with the configuration details are also required for a proper installation, a proper deployment. So it is not only that I install the binaries of the application, I should have all the other data part, the files, databases, configuration details that will be required for the proper functioning. Okay, so my application and all its accessories also has to be deployed. Okay, so in order for an application to work correctly in the deployed environment, it is like the application's binaries should be installed, and whatever data the application required, whatever files the application will be using, all those should also be deployed into the required environment. Now prepare to migrate any data. So if you want to have data taken from any other environment, prepare for data migration. Data migration in sense, if your application is requiring data that has to be taken from a different environment, then you should properly plan for how to get the data migrated from a different environment to your current working environment. Now smoke test your deployment in order. Once you do a deployment onto a particular environment, you got to check whether it is correctly working in the deployed environment through a smoke test. So smoke test always ensures that any application that is going to be deployed will be working correctly in the deployed environment. Now perform testing. If the version passes the test and approve the promotion to the next environment. If this version of the application does not pass, then record why. Okay, so that is whenever you do a particular deployment, you will be doing couple of testing techniques to ensure that the application is working correctly in the deployed environment, and if the deployment is a failure, you got to back out the deployment and you got to find out what is the reason behind the deployment failure. Okay, so this is how you got to plan for a first deployment of an application. Once the first deployment is smooth, then there is every possibility that subsequent deployments also will be moving without any problem. So the first deployment is the one that carries maximum risk. Okay, once that is fine, subsequent deployments can also happen fine without any problem. Now we move on to another one topic called orchestration. Okay, orchestration, nothing but environment sharing. Orchestration is nothing but I have two applications that is going to be deployed into the same environment. I deploy two applications to the same environment Orchestration is the concept whereby two applications are going to be deployed into a single environment, and those two applications will be working perfectly in the deployed environment. Okay, so it means that you should take extra care when preparing the environment for a new deployment of an application so as to not disturb the operation of the other application. Okay, so whenever you're going to deploy an application to an environment in which another one application is already deployed and working. Okay, I have one application, see, one banking application already developed and it is deployed into an environment, operating environment. Meantime, I try to install another one insurance related application in order to compute the insurance, home insurance and other type of insurance of customers, bank customers. So typical banking application is working in that environment already, and I try to deploy an insurance associated application to deal with the insurance related activities of the bank, and I deploy it into the same environment. So orchestration is a concept whereby we try to deploy two applications to the same operating environment, and each of the application will be working perfectly without disturbing the other. Okay, so when I do a second deployment onto an already installed environment, that is, I have an environment in which already one application has been installed and is working, I should do a second deployment in such a way that the second deployment may not disturb the application that has already been deployed. So that is through the concept of orchestration. So through orchestration, we can try to install more than one application onto the same operating environment, and the two applications can work perfectly without disturbing each other. Okay, so that is orchestration. Okay, now I have rollback principles. Rollback is one concept which we have already heard frequently in databases. Rollback in sense, I have made some changes to the database, values in the database, and at a point of time I try to roll back, means the whatever changes I try to take off. Okay, I've made some changes, and after a certain point of time I try to take those changes off. So that is rollback basically. Now here also we have certain rollback principles for deployment. Okay, so there are two general principles you should follow when we try to roll back a particular release. So when exactly we require to roll back a release is that whenever there is one particular release that happens to be problematic. Okay, I do a release, that release is not happening properly, it's becoming problematic, then only I am trying to roll back that deployment. I'm trying to back out that deployment. So whenever any deployment or release is a failure and you try to roll back the release, there are two basic principles that will help you to do effective rollback. Okay, so the first one is to ensure that the state of your production system, including databases and the state held in the file system, is backed up before doing a release. So I got to restore the state changes. Okay, I got to, if there is any state change that has happened to the values stored in the database, values stored in the files, all those have been changed as a part of deployment, I got to roll back all those. I got to actually restore the previous values. Okay, so if my current deployment has made some changes to the values stored in a database, values stored in a file, then whenever I am trying to back out a particular release, I got to revert all those changes that has been made in the databases or files. So all those databases or files has to be restored to their previous state whenever I do a rollback. That is the first principle. Second one is practice a rollback plan. You should have a plan for rollback. Okay, so you should have restoring from backup or migrating the database back before every release to make sure it works. So you should have a proper rollback plan. Okay, so whenever you're planning for rollback of any particular release that happens to be problematic, you should have a rollback plan. 1. 2. You should have all the data that has been changed as a part of a particular release in the database, or data associated with any of the files, make sure when we do an effective rollback, all those data that has been modified has to be restored to the original. Okay. Now we have rollback methods, which we'll see next class. Rollback methods, there are blue-green deployment and canary releasing. These are two very important techniques for rollback. So whenever we need to do rollback normally happens when a release is not perfect, release is problematic. Okay, you try to release a particular version of the application, but you're not able to do it in the proper way. There is some problem associated with the release so that you're not able to do it perfectly. Then we try to have a back out, or you try to do a rollback. So whenever you want to roll back a particular release, you have two methods for rollback. First one is blue-green deployment and second one is canary releasing. Okay, so we'll be dealing with these two methods next class. Okay, thank you for your patient listening.